Good morning and welcome to this drippy Sunday where we will sing a gathering hymn that can be found in the gray hymnal. The gray hymnal, number 361. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Please rise in body or spirit as you are able. And we will sing. And to rejoice and come in, and to rejoice and come in. Today will be a joyful day, and to rejoice and come in. Open your ears to the song, open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day to rejoice and come in. And number 3, open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day, and to rejoice and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day, and to rejoice and come in. And to rejoice and come in. And to rejoice and come in. Today will be a joyful day, and to rejoice and come in.
Good morning again. Come on in. If you're out here in the foyer, come on in and find a seat. We always observe UU standard time here. Things are plus or minus 5 minutes. So when you come on in. Rejoice. If you are joining us online, thank you for joining us that way. I am the Reverend Monica Jacobson-Tennessen. I use she, her pronouns, and I serve this congregation as minister. You are welcome here today, just as you are. Whatever beliefs sustain you, whomever you love, however you understand and express your identities, and in all the ways you are still becoming the person you will be. We gather this morning to worship, to seek the truth, to grow in love, to join in service, to celebrate life's beauty and find healing for its pain, to honor our kinship with each other and with the earth, to create a more compassionate world, beginning with ourselves, to wonder at the mystery that gave us birth, to find courage for the journey's end, and always to listen for the wisdom that guides us. You are welcome. Come, let us worship together. Good morning. Hi. All noises are welcome when we are greeting each other. And now, Bob will lead us in our affirmation.
As Reverend Monica just reflected in her words of welcome, we, as Unitarian Universalists, find unity and purpose in our shared values. Please join me in affirming those values. Love
is our doctrine. Compassion is our way. Here we seek to create a joyful home for free religious exploration, build a community of caring fellowship, nurture the hopes, and serve the needs of our world.
For our introit today, the UUCS choir would like to sing a song that was composed here by David Yackel. Yet another Dave original. Very happy and pleased to be able to sing his music. This one's called Better Off Not at Home.
a problem of focus in the morning when running back and forth. Each Sunday, we relight the 3 chalices in remembrance of our connections to others. The first flame reminds us of bonds to the friends and members of this congregation. The second flame recalls our friends in our sister church in Siemanfalva, Transylvania, Romania. And the third flame symbolizes our love for the children of this congregation, and indeed for the youth and children of the world who are our hope and our future. Would you now join me in singing these flames into life? Rise up, O flame, why thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy.
This morning, I have a story to share with all of us. Molly Brown, our Director of Lifespan Religious Education, is out sick today, so I get to tell the story instead. Anybody who would like to come forward to sit a little closer to hear the story is welcome to do so. I do not check age, so anybody of any age who wants to sit in a front row seat, on the floor, on the lip of the chancel here, welcome. Good morning, everybody. Our story today is called The Magic Paintbrush. It is a story that comes to us from China, and the version I'm going to tell you is the way it is told by April Rosario. Long ago, in a small village in China, there lived a kind-hearted boy named Ma Liang who loved to paint. What kind of movements are involved in painting? Yeah, how do you paint? You need a paper. Do you need a paintbrush too? How do you move it? Yeah, right? Everybody make a painting motion? Ma Liang did not have a paintbrush, but he loved the idea of painting, so he would use sticks and trace pictures in the sand, and he would imagine them coming to life. One night, he had a dream. Dreamed that an old man gave him a magic paintbrush. And the old man whispered, "Use this only to help those in need." When Ma Liang awoke, there was a paintbrush beside him.
Was it the magic paintbrush?
Well, he's going to test it and find out if it's the magic paintbrush. Eager to test his power, he imagined and then painted a bird, and it flew off the page. Right? So cool. He imagined and then painted a fish, and it leapt into the river and swam away. Realizing that his imagination was a gift to the world, he got to work using his paintbrush to help those in need. He painted food for the hungry. He painted tools for farmers who didn't have the things they needed. He painted water for villages suffering from drought. But soon, word of the magic paintbrush reached a greedy emperor. Can everybody picture a greedy emperor? Everybody got your mental image in place? Okay. A greedy emperor who demanded that Ma Liang use it to make the emperor gold and riches. Do we think that gold and riches for a greedy emperor counts as helping those in need? No, exactly. Ma Liang refused. And so the emperor threw him in prison and took the paintbrush, and the emperor said, "I'll paint what I want." He painted many pictures, but none of them came to life for him. He was furious that the paintbrush was not working. And so he summoned Ma Liang and he said, "You must create some drawings for me. You must bring them to life, and then I'll set you free." Ma Liang did not want to serve such a horrible man. But his imagination gave him hope, and he came up with a clever plan. What would you like me to draw? He asked. I'd like to have a golden mountain, said the emperor. I'll go there to look for more gold. Ma Liang got to work quickly. First, he painted the sea. Then he painted a golden mountain far away across the water. Paint me a massive ship immediately, said the emperor, and Ma Liang did and smiled to himself. The emperor hopped onto the ship and set out across the sea to find the treasure. But when the ship reached that faraway mountain, Ma Liang reached out with his paintbrush and painted a hole in the ship. That way, the cruel emperor could never return. He could stay there with his gold, could not come home to bully people. And the people would be free. Ma Liang went back to his village, and he lived a long and happy life, using his paintbrush and his imagination to help others in need. Here ends our story. If the center aisle will help me out by making a love arch, you can rise or you can remain seated and sort of gesture in the direction of an arch. We're going to sing a song to send you all out to do your activities. The words are in your order of service. Wherever you walk, walk in love. Wherever you walk, walk in peace. Wherever you walk, walk in beauty all around you. Our hearts go with you. Thank you. Those of you who have remained in the sanctuary, I'm going to ask you to join me in another exercise in imagination. Maybe you have seen or read the poet Daniel Ladinsky, who wrote, "Even after all this time, the sun never says to the earth, 'You owe me.' Look what happens with a love like that. It lights up the whole sky." So please join with me in a spirit of meditation. Get comfortable in your seat. Position yourself in a way that helps you receive the light, the energy, the love that come to us, including those that shine from our sun. Sun's light comes to us across unfathomable distances, racing through the great spaces in our solar system. May we feel the power of light and love that reach us across distances. The sun's light brings energy to our planet, powering our weather systems, nourishing our plants. May we remember at every level, from the ecosystem to the individual, to join in the balancing act that energizes our systems. Not too much, not too little, just right. The sun's light offers to so many living beings what they and what we need to live and grow. Seeds are stirred to life. Trees are cued to unfurl their leaves in the spring and to drop them in the fall. We might bask on a sunny afternoon like lizards. May we know gratitude for the love that stirs us to life. The sun's light shines down, and creatures of the land and sea and air can see where they are going by the light of the sun. Even at night, the sun's light reflects off the moon and so continues to help us find our path. May we notice the generosity that helps us to find our ways. For all these gifts, may we be open and aware of the energy of love. May it be so.
Good morning. My name is Annie Jocelyn, and I am honored to be one of your Lifeline lay ministers. We have 2 joys and sorrows, 1 joy and 1 sorrow to share this morning. First, from John Chinberg, we have a sorrow. My best friend from high school days was John O'Mara. Sadly, John passed away last Saturday from infection and other complications. He was so smart, so funny, so kind. He will be missed. Today, our joy is Happy Mother's Day. There are many ways to be a mother and many people who are rightfully called a mom. You are people who are unsung heroes that selflessly love and give unconditionally. You make the world a better place. Thank you. Today is for you. A joy and sorrow from Adina Reeve. Next Friday would have been my mother's 80th birthday, but the irises we bought together are blooming in her memory. And one last joy and sorrow from Heather. My daughter Raven was born on May 11th and is my greatest joy. We came back to the Pacific Northwest to secure a safe, sacred place for her to bake and sell cakes, and for me to help veterans and others with Reiki. I'm sad that we had a new home lined up for her birthday that fell through after we got here, and I'm asking for prayers to secure a new home so that we can heal while helping the UU community and beyond again, as well as please and thank you, while we will be in turn and offering prayers for all the other moms in physical and spirit too. Finally, we light one more candle for any joys or sorrows felt in anyone's hearts that remain unspoken today. Lifeline lay ministers are fellow members of the congregation who extend ministry to members and friends of our church who are in need. You can reach us by visiting us at the table in Hanneman Hall after Sunday today. You can find us by our lavender stoles and badges, and you can find other contact information in the back of the bulletin. Thank you.
Our heart song today will be from the Teal hymnal, number 1031, Filled with Loving Kindness. You may remain seated. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be whole. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be whole. May we be filled with loving
This reading is entitled, Mom Upside Down is Wow, by Reverend Anthony Maker. Mom upside down is wow, but what does that mean other than sounding awesome? For me, the wow is all about mother energy. Mother energy is the sunlight, and it fills the green leaves of our lives with joy. And we are filled with the juice of joy. And all we can do in response is grow. We grow, and it feels right. We grow in confidence, and there is no apology. We are soothed in our pains. We are increased in our gladness. We know who we are because the sunlight has streamed through our green leaves, and it has known us more intimately than anything else, and we are shining together. We shine together. We shine together. We shine. That's what I call wow. Some of us got this full measure while growing up. If we had a biological mother, maybe we got it from her, this sunlight. Or maybe it was a father who loved you like this with maternal affection. Maybe you had two dads. Maybe it is a mom, but she adopted you at some point, or she's a stepmom. Fact is, mother love is not tied to any specific biology or family structure. No one owns sunlight. Sunlight shines free.
Let's start by naming that Mother's Day can be a really complicated holiday for a lot of people. It is so complicated, in fact, that even American corporations have noticed. I don't know if you get the same emails I get that say, do you want to not receive ads about Mother's Day? We can advertise to you in other ways, but if you don't want it to be a mom-related ad, click here. Corporations have figured this out for Father's Day too, which is similarly complicated. They haven't caught up yet to non-binary Parents' Day, but I am sure capitalism will get there. The point is, parental relationships can be complicated in so many ways. So, today, first, I want to share a reading that my colleague, the Reverend Lisa Bovey-Kemper, wrote, part of an inclusive meditation for this day. If you have carried a child or children, whether or not they came to be born, we see you. If you have fervently wished to do so, and circumstances of fate made it impossible, we see you. If you love children we cannot see, whether because of death or estrangement, we see you. If you never wanted to be a mother, we see you. If you are happy to mother other people's children as an educator or an auntie or a foster parent, we see you. If your mother hurt you, physically or emotionally, we see you. If you had no mother at all, we see you. If your mother is or was your best friend, we see you. If your gender says you are not a mother, yet you take on the role of nurturer, we see you. If you wonder whether your mothering has been enough, we see you. And if yours is a different truth altogether, we honor your unspoken story. And just as all these relationships that come up on days like this are complicated, so too is the very history of this day. The first Mother's Day was proclaimed by Julia Ward Howe, who was born in 1819, raised Episcopalian, but became a Unitarian at the age of 22. She was a pacifist, a suffragist, and an abolitionist, meaning she believed in solving conflicts without violence. She believed in the need for women to be able to be voting members of this democracy, and she believed in the importance of ending human enslavement. She married a man 18 years older than her, a doctor who was also an abolitionist. And in 1861, Julia traveled with him to Washington, D.C. to meet with Abraham Lincoln, to hear from leaders of the Union Army who were fighting in the Civil War. On that trip, Julia's friend, the Reverend James Freeman Clark, also a Unitarian, suggested that she write new lyrics to a popular tune, because the lyrics the troops were singing were not the kind of lyrics that maybe we wanted to have people singing in parades. But Julia, James thought, could surely come up with some better lyrics. That night, Julia went to bed, she slept, she woke up suddenly in the early morning, and then, as she recounts, she says, I lay awake waiting for the dawn, and the long lines of the desired poem began to twine themselves in my mind. Having thought out all these stanzas, I said to myself, I must get up and write these verses down, lest I fall asleep again and forget them. Anybody ever had that moment? Right, we don't all get magic paintbrushes. Some of us wake up in the pre-dawn hours. So with a sudden effort, she says, I sprang out of bed and found in the dimness an old stump of a pencil, which I remembered I had used the day before. I scrawled the verses almost without looking on the paper. The song she wrote was the Battle Hymn of the Republic. Do you know that one? Yeah. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. Right? I suspect that at that time she was not yet fully committed to her pacifism, because this definitely is a song that glorifies a military solution to a conflict. But it is also a song about the importance of doing what is necessary to make people free. The Battle Hymn of the Republic was not only one of the most popular songs in the Union during the Civil War era, but also one that remained in popular culture, with its lyrics appearing even in a number of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s speeches. Now, Julia's marriage was a difficult one. Her husband did not approve of her writing and speaking publicly. We don't know how he felt about the Battle Hymn of the Republic. But he did not like what she was doing for suffrage and the empowerment of women. So they separated for the final 20 years of their marriage. And during that time, Julia became the editor of Women's Journal, a widely read suffragist magazine, presumably feeling that now that they were separated, it wasn't any of her husband's business what magazine she edited. And in that magazine, in 1872, she published what was titled An Appeal to Womanhood Throughout the World, also remembered today as the Mother's Day Proclamation. Here is part of it. Arise then, women of this day. We will not have great questions decided by irrelevant agencies. Our husbands shall not come to us reeking of carnage for caresses and applause. Our sons shall not be taken from us to unlearn all that we have been able to teach them of charity, mercy, and patience. We, women of one country, will be too tender toward those of another country to allow our sons to be trained to injure theirs. From the bosom of the devastated earth, a voice goes up with our own. It says, disarm, disarm. The sword of murder is not the balance of justice. Blood does not wipe out dishonor, nor violence vindicate possession. As men have often forsaken the plow and the anvil at the summons of war, let women now leave all that may be left of home for a great and earnest day of council. Let them meet first as women to bewail and commemorate the dead. Let them then solemnly take counsel with each other as to the means whereby the great human family can live in peace. Now, Julia Ward Howe did not have the climate crisis on her radar, but we could easily imagine her writing today and including a call to welcome climate refugees, the children of other countries, along with all others who seek a place to live and to thrive. This proclamation is one of the origin stories of Mother's Day. And the other, the one to which we might more directly trace our observance today, is the story of Anna Jarvis, who, on May 10th, 1908, 3 years after her mother's death, held a memorial service to honor not only her mother, but all mothers. The service featured white carnations, which Jarvis felt were an appropriate symbol for motherhood. Predictably, by the 1920s, the floral industry was all over this. They had added red carnations because they couldn't keep up with the demand for white carnations. So they said, well, you know, red carnations are for all those whose mothers are living, and white carnations are for all those whose mothers have died. Let's sell twice the number of carnations. And capitalism did what capitalism does, right? So by the 1920s, there were pre-printed greeting cards and boxes of candies, and it was pretty obligatory to buy these things for the mothers in your life. Anna Jarvis did not approve. She wrote, "A printed card means nothing except that you are too lazy to write to the woman who has done more for you than anyone in the world. And candy, you take a box to mother and then eat most of it yourself." A pretty sentiment. While others were profiting from the holiday, Anna Jarvis worked against the commercialization of the day. Unfortunately, she was eventually placed in the Marshall Square Sanitarium in Westchester, Pennsylvania, and people connected with the floral and greeting card industries paid the bills to keep her institutionalized there. It is so often this way. It is hard work to resist the forces that make the rich richer, the forces that send people of different groups to mistrust and hate and oppress each other, the movements of greed and violence at work in our world. It is such hard work, even down to objecting to the commercialization of a day meant to celebrate nurturing. And yet, the heart of Mother's Day is what it means to nurture, to shine love freely like the sun, to create a world of thriving that includes everyone. Like the magic paintbrush in our story, we see how often the creations that come from joy and generosity and imagination draw the attention of selfish and destructive people. I'll just pause for a moment. You can think of whatever news article is coming to mind. But maybe more often, maybe unnoticed by many, the creations of joy and generosity simply get co-opted into banal tools, ways that we don't even notice that the powerful few keep gathering up money and resources and influence instead of spreading them out wide to be shared by all. So what are we to do with this? These truths about the love that we need to grow and to thrive, the ways that it does not always come to us the way we wish it would or need it to, these truths about what so often happens when people point out the damage done by the misuse of power to dominate, the people who object to the way so much is turned into a tool for profit by a few, regardless of the true cost. I think the thing we are called to do is to keep widening our view, always, and with it, widening our circles of compassion. Like Ma Liang, sometimes this gives us this perspective we need to use our creativity to thwart destruction. Like Julia Ward Howe, sometimes we use our platforms, our creations, our gifts to call for lasting social change. Like Anna Jarvis, sometimes we use our creativity to express our gratitude for the gifts of our lives and our connections. And, as Reverend Anthony said in our reading, we are called to look for the love that shines into our lives like sunlight, and to be amazed. Then we look for opportunities to shine like that for others. The other day I was talking with a friend, and our conversation came around again, as it often does, to questions of why so much harm is being done by people in power who seem not only to be selfishly benefiting, but actually to be enjoying the cruelty. And we said this woundedness that drives this kind of behavior, this woundedness and refusal to acknowledge one's own pain, but instead to hide from that pain by turning it into creating pain for others, in addition to being the actions of, frankly, deeply immature people, we said, gosh, this is a handful of men who have unloved little boys inside them. They did not get the love they needed when they were small. And on my very best, my most spiritually grounded days, and I have to confess they are getting fewer and fewer, but on my very best days, I find some sadness for the babies and the toddlers who grew up to be these destructive people. I even feel a little sadness for these people who look like adults in their bodies, but do not seem to have ever grown up. Because the fact of the matter is, plenty of people did not get some of the love they needed when they were small. None of us has ever had perfect parents and caregivers. And yet most people take responsibility for their own healing and their own growing. So on this day, let us root ourselves in the call for peace, the call to honor the work of caregiving and nurturing, and let us remember that we are constantly creating the future, not with a magic paintbrush, it's true, but with the way that we care for each other, from the littlest in our lives all the way up through the elders of our communities. The way we care for each other matters. Let us do it with the goal of moving the world ever closer to communities of true peace and justice, filled with people who are too healed and too whole to be cruel. Let us shine to make it so. Will you join with me in a few moments of prayer, meditation, reflection, whatever is your practice, as we share these words from my colleague, the Reverend Dr. Molly Hausch-Gordon. Source of love, rise as the spring in our overwintered hearts. Help us stretch from the dark and nourishing soil to the bright and nurturing sunlight. Help us reach one another. Love us back to life in all its fullness as we blossom and unfold amid days that will always contain beauty and terror alike. No matter what else they may hold, may each day contain impossible, inexorable, blooming love. Amen.
So we give gifts. Of course, we give gifts to those we love. However, consider that we ourselves are gifts to others. Just imagine this place without you. Imagine coming here and finding no one. No, we are here, and for that, our community, and for your friendship and service, I am grateful, as I'm sure you are as well. Our gifts also reach outward beyond this community to the larger community around us. We help nourish those in need by donating our non-perishable foods, which we collect in the little red wagon, which is coming between you right now. Usually in the foyer. And each month we share a portion of our service offering with a local charity. This month it is Salem Harvest, which collects and distributes the excess bounty of our crops to the poor and hungry. Offering bags will now be passed through the congregation for those wishing to donate to these ministries by cash or check. Checks should be made payable to UUCS. You may also donate by mail or on our website at uusalem.org. Thank you again for sharing your gifts.
Thank you, John. Thank you, David. Thank you, choir. A little preview of next week. Next week, our service will be offered by one of our homilists, Barbara Stebbins-Bowes, who is doing triple duty today. She's back there running slides right now. She will be offering a service titled The Bed of Moss. Does imagination help us find meaning? And just a little bit of news. So you may have noticed we are trying to include things in the coming week on the back of your order of service. And there's a little plan ahead section. The top item in plan ahead says we'll be having our annual congregational meeting on June 8th. If you are a voting member of this congregation, we need you to come and be part of the democratic process. And this year, that process includes looking at revisions to our bylaws. So if you are a very detail-oriented person who wants to see a red line copy of the bylaws with all the changes struck out and added in, we have posted one for you on the bulletin board in Hanneman Hall. You can look at it with your coffee. If you generally feel that probably the bylaws revision team did a good job and you don't need to see a red line copy, don't worry about it. But it's there if you would like to see the details. Please do plan to be here on June 8th. We will adopt new bylaws, I hope. We will elect a board. We will do the work of closing out the congregational year and continuing this congregation into the future. Please be part of that. And take a look at the back for other things that are going on.
As we close, Reverend Monica will take the flame of our worship service chalice to light the social justice lantern, symbolizing our commitment to serve the world around us.
Maybe I will. Excellent. Do you have chalice extinguishing words, Bob? You don't have to. I do. Okay. We are going to extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we always carry in our hearts until we are together again. Please rise in body, in voice, or in spirit to join in our closing hymn, number 108, My Life Flows On in Endless Song.
My life flows on in endless song, above earth lamentation. I hear the real, though far off hymn, that is a new creation. Though all of tumult and the strife, I hear music ringing. It sounds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing? What though the tempest round me roars? I know the truth it liveth. What though the darkness round me close? Songs in the night it giveth. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging. Since love prevails in heaven and earth, how can I keep from singing? When tyrants tremble as they hear the bells of freedom ringing, when friends rejoice both far and near, how can I keep from singing? to prison cell and dungeon vile, our thoughts to them are winging. When friends by shame are undefiled, how can I keep from singing?
If you would like, you are invited to join hands for our closing words. You don't have to. You can touch elbows. You can join hands in spirit, whatever's good for you. You will find them printed in your order of service. You may wish to touch elbows so you can hold your order of service and read them. Up to you. May faith in the spirit of life, hope for the community of earth, and love for the sacred in one another be ours now and in all the days to come. May you go in peace.
Thank you, choir. Thank you so much. Wonderful work, and I look forward to seeing you Thursday 6:30 or so.